defend against QXC, and look at those creep tumors. So much creep on the map. Looks like those things did actually might take out that command center. Oh wow, 71 HP. Looks like those two Marauders and the Marines are they gonna be able to kill them? Looks like yes. Wow, they do actually kill that last Ling. The command center is saved, and now QXC is gonna be going on the other side of the map, trying to get away from those creep tumors of Idra.
Good old double starport from QXC already had that tech lab up, so he's going to begin making as many of those medevacs as he can. That's going to give him a lot of mobility. He can even begin harassing with those. QXC again loves devil pronged attack, so I'm absolutely going to be on my best behavior for watching the mini map. But I mean, look at QXC's vision spread. Both Xel'Naga watchtowers, or one Xel'Naga watchtower, has a huge line of overlords on that right side. But of course, QXC managing to swing around all of it. Idra completely unaware of this force, and we also have a drop going on in the main. The drop not so good, but this expansion does get taken out by QXC, and QXC still at a huge food advantage, 158, almost 160 against 140 food.
Idra does have Mutas out now on the map, and looks like Idra is going to be making quite the army there. He did lose his expansion. Actually, looks like he might be making a push here, possibly trying to cut off the forces of QXC. No, it looks like he had that 1A syndrome. He had all of his units on 1A, actually. It looks like he sent those and actually snipe a couple units there. Is he going to do more damage with those Mutas? We'll have to see.
There's absolutely no anti-air, just a small number of Marines, and Idra with this weird switch to Mutalist so late in the game. It's so effective. QXC doesn't even have any anti-air. He's still making Marauders, and all of his units getting caught on the other side of the map. That map division is so huge. Also managing to take out a few lone Marauders. Oh, QXC is just not in the best shape.
Yeah, Idra really making those Mutalists do quite a lot of damage there in the main of QXC. He knows the fact that there's not too much QXC can actually do about it. There comes the main force of QXC, so Idra is probably going to pull out, but the damage was done against the Terran player.
Yeah, Idra, who is 20 food behind, now slightly ahead of QXC, but just by a hair. More Hydralisks. We have more Mutaling coming out by Idra. Very interesting late game play. We also see that +2 carapace. We also don't have any upgrades coming out of that yet, but that, you know, if first you don't succeed, just, try again for the millionth time. But it looks like Idra will be taking that top left expansion. Gold Expo going down, double gas. Idra's at a very good economic spot.
Wow, he almost took out the command center there with a handful of Lings and Needles, but we do have the main force of QXC going ahead and saving that command center. But definitely Idra is going to be in a lot better position right now, because he does have almost the entire north part of the map and just so much creep tumors spread around, so he can go anywhere he wants with his main force.
Yep, another scan going down in the center, and notice how it's like perfectly centered over the hatchery. I'd like to say for the record, the QXC has really good scans, so if we haven't emphasized that enough, let's give a big shout out to QXC scans, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like Idra might be making a push here. Wow, another good scan. Oh,
two armies are about
to fight here.
They're about to match, and there goes the stim tank sieging. Banelings in the front. Will he be able to snipe them? Oh no! Those were two great shots. And the Mutalist able to take out the medevac. Hydra's pulling back. Beautiful control by Idra. The Mutalist cleaning everything up. The weird late game transition Mutalist working out beautifully for Idra.
Yeah, those Mutalists were a really, really smart transition. Looks like QXC does not have an army right now. Well, he actually has a couple of Marines, but compared to Idra's army, he is definitely behind, I would say. We do have a Raven out as well. It looks like those Mutalists are going to go back to work on that planetary fortress there. Up QXC, one missile right there. That looks like it's going to be too much for Idra as he does pull back. He does see this force of QXC possibly going for a little bit of a last-ditch effort here. But now looks like, what a bad position to be in for QXC. His entire army is completely open to attack, and looks like QXC is going to lose his force again. And again, QXC a really, really bad spot right now.
Oh, God, so many Mutalists from Idra, and good game. Idra takes the series 3-0.
That's going to be...
Whoa!
Idra even said GG, how uncharacteristic.
I mean, that was an impressive play from both players. QXC was, of course, here tonight. Even though it was 3-0, that does not reveal how well he played in the series. Big shout out to QXC. You probably heard of him. So, of course, QXC will be earning a spot as the top 4 in the Razor King of the Beta tournament that was home to Huck, the Little One Tester, into the Rainbow, Damaga, White Raw himself. That is a brutal lineup, so very impressive play. And, of course, I salute you, QXC. Thank you very much again for participating. And we will be going on to semifinal 2 coming up. Right, so we can get a look at that overlay that has the results of our first semifinal match. Now, coming up next is Tester versus Into the Rainbow. These players, obviously really good. But it's interesting because they have extremely aggressive styles, both of them. So it's going to be an interesting clash.
I think that's definitely the Korean style. Definitely on the Asia servers, you just see so much aggression from everyone. And again, these two players do see quite a lot of aggressive play. We saw Into the Rainbow and Tester do so much aggression. One thing I like about Tester's play is in the beginning of the beta, you saw this warp gate and actually got it nerfed. You did this warp gate with pylons all over the main of your opponent's base. You guys can keep talking. You don't have to shh.
Yeah, don't worry. This isn't like a bar in California where there's no like drinking, smoking, talking, or anything. You can go ahead and talk. This is a StarCraft 2 party. Are you still having a fun time, guys? But yeah, man, that warp gate push was ridiculous.
Yeah, you definitely saw, I believe Response actually did that in one of the early MLG King of the Beta hill.
Oh man, yeah.
And then he just stopped playing after he did that. So I guess Warp Gates got nerfed, he didn't know what to do, and he just stopped playing.
Yeah, you know, for any of you who don't know what we're talking about, Warp Gate used to be, I think it was 40 seconds. It was really fast.
Some ridiculous short
So
time.
people would just go pylon, gateway, core, gateway, and then just constant chrono boost and only make Zealots. You would make pylons in your opponent's main. You only needed 14 probes, and you couldn't not win. It was the easiest thing in the world. But what's funny is that Tester kind of stuck with it, and he's one of the few players who does not really chrono boost probes at all. Yeah. So he has this really weird style, and he just chrono boosts that. We saw him do that against Huck twice in their series, or should I say in their series and in Huck, The Lost Chronicles, which is a little history that you'll have the pleasure of checking out on my Blip TV archives. Oh yeah, by the way, all this will be up on my archives at day9tv.blip.tv. It might take a few days, but it'll be there.
The entire 12 hours.
Yeah, all 12 hours are going on there. So big thanks to the community. So yeah, Into the Rainbow. People don't know a lot about him, but I mean, you saw the King of the Beta games. What were some notable things that you've seen of his play?
One thing that I guess we could talk about QXC is he's probably in everyone's mind. Is we just did see Idra. I guess I'm kind of rubbing it in, so I don't want to talk about that too much more. But again, we were talking about that aggressive play. And TVT is a matchup that usually you see a lot of 1-1-1 builds. That is one racks, one factory, one starport.
Hours long.
Yeah, I think the longest match I've ever casted, which might not be up yet, LZ Gamer Drewby, best of 5.
Oh my God.
4 hours long. The first match was actually 55 minutes long. I casted that with Diggity. That was probably the most painful cast I've ever had to do, because it was just so incredibly boring.
And then QXC versus Into the Rainbow, it's like
it's the complete opposite.
Fast, so aggressive. And we've even seen Into the Rainbow do that weird, like lifting the factory into White Raw's main. Excuse me, I drooled, I got excited. I mean, just unbelievably aggressive play. So we're gonna show the brackets up there. We're gonna be taking a 2-minute break because, of course, as superhuman as we may seem, we can't exactly cast nonstop for 4 hours. So we will be back in 2 minutes with Into the Rainbow versus Tester. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up tonight.